Hi my loved ones, this beautiful style has been trending and I love it so much, so I decided to make it for myself. The neck region has such a nice concept. It is a build-up collar with a gorgeous sweetheart neckline. I use shoulder dart concept in cutting the bodies of the dress. You will want to watch the video to the end so as to learn how I did everything. Please subscribe if you want more of tutorials like this. Let's get started. To make the dress, I'll be making use of this African print Ankara of 2 yards with lining and the long zipper, and I'll be making use of this Ankara multi-fabric button. That's all. So I'll be making use of 2 yards because my own is going to be a short dress. You are good to make yours longer. So let's get started. To make this dress, here I come with my basic bodice pattern. It's on foot. I'm having here with me 17 inches as my waist line. The waist length is 17 inches. I have an inch here as my joining allowance. I have 2 inches up here to, make our inbuilt collar. Then here is my shoulder line. Then I have my chest line of 9 inches. That is plus the shoulder slope. My chest line 8 inches, 1 inch shoulder slope, making 9 inches. I have a bust point of 11 inches. On the bust line of 14.5 inches. So and my bust pan is 4 inches. I mark it here and I mark it down here and get it connected. Pull it down. My shoulder line is 14 inches divided by 2, give me 7 inches. I get it here as well and I connect it with straight ruler. Thereafter, I get my armhole curve after getting my bust circumference of 39 inches. I divide it by 4, give me 9.75. Then I come to the under bust. I come to the right and to the left with 0.75. That is 3/4 to the right and to the left. And in my waist line, I have an inch. That is 0.5 to the right and to the left. I connect it with straight ruler. Then here I connect my under bust to the bust point with my cuff rule this way. Same thing here. Then I get my bust dart. I get my bust dart by measuring what I'm having from my chest line to the waist line, which is 8 inches. I get the midpoint of it, 4 inches, and I come down with half, come up with half. Then I connect to my bust point. Step inward with half 1 inch. Then from there I connect to this half an inch. From here I connect here, stepping out with half an inch. Then I connect from bust to this half an inch, then connect here. And I come to my shoulder line. I get the half of my shoulder slope, which is 2 inches, and from there I connect to my bust points as you are seeing it here. Then here is my neck width, front neck width of 3 inches. So later determine, because our point of attraction today is actually here, how to come about that neckline you are seeing in the top nail. So let's move on. To get that neckline you are seeing in the top nail, all you need to do is to measure 4 inches from the shoulder line. Measure 4 inches down this way. Then you connect to this 3 inches. Then step down from this 4 inches, step down with like 4 inches again. So I will make mine to be 3.5. You can use 4 inches, even up to 4.5. So thereafter, just connect this way. You can see, let it touch here. From this point, connect it to this end. So that is how we come about that neckline. The next thing we want to move on to is to get our built-in neckline. So, and to achieve that, what we do is that on this point you step up with either 1 inch or 1.5. For this project I'll be making use of 1.5. So I step up with 1.5, mark it. This is where we have our 1.5. Yeah. Then on this shoulder slope, come out with 1 inch, mark it. Then grab your cuff rule to connect it. So you can first of all connect this. Mark it up straight, that 1 inch and 1.5 that you come up with. Connect it here. Then from there, connect to this point. Just this way. This is it. Let me rule this place where we come up. Let me just so you can see it is obvious where we come up. So that is it. So we have not added our side seam allowance. We'll be doing that on our fabric. So we are good to cut it out now. So we have, there is already joining allowance at the down part here, but here we'll be adding our seam allowance of 1/2 inch to this end and 1/2 inch here, then 1 inch by the side. So let's cut it out. So before I cut it out, for the underbust, I get my underbust. The underbust I'm working with is 32. I divide it by 4, give me 8 inches. So I mark my 8 inches here. Then inside here, 3/4 to this side, 3/4 to this side. That's 1.5. 1.5. I return my 1.5 here. That's what you are seeing here. Then for waistline, I get the waist circumference I'm working with is 36. I divide it by 4, gives me 9. I measure my 9 inches on this waistline, 9 inches. Then 1 inch I'm having inside here, I return it here. That's how I come about this. Then I connect it together. Here we have our neckline. You can see it. So this is going to be like this. For the dart, when you hold your dart, let it face up. That is, the side dart. So this is how it's going to be. So you can see the neckline. So 1/2 inch will be added here when we are cutting out our fabric. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So then 1/2 inch will be added by all this place. 1/2 inch will be added, and by the side 1 inch will be added as a side seam. Now for the back cut of our dress, here is the basic body pattern for the back. I have 1 inch as my zipper allowance here. For the back is the length of the bodies is 16 inches. You know, for the front it was 17 inches. 1 inch bust that has been deducted, so I have an inch here as my joining allowance. I measure 2 inches up here to determine my built-in collar. So then this is a chest line of 9 inches, waistline, shoulder line. Then I get my 7 inches shoulder length. I get it here and I connected it with a straight ruler. So thereafter I get my armhole cuff after measuring my bust circumference. So then I come here to get I get the bust span of 4 inch here. I connect it, and to get my waist dart, I connected it by the side. After here I get my bust chest line here of 7 3/4, then 1 inch side seam allowance. Then here I get my waist circumference of 36 divided by 4, 9 inches. Then I return this ½ inch that I used to shape my center back to avoid the zipper budging. I return it. Then 1 inch we're having here, I return it. Then same allowance of 1 inch. So I connected it. Here we come to the neckline region, 3 inches by, the depth is 1 inch, but we are not even working with the depth here. So we just move up with 1.5 inches as we did in the front. 1.5, connect it. Here step out here with 1 inch. This 1 inch is standard, but for here you can use 1 inch, you can use 1.5, you can use 2 inches. Depends on how high you want your collar to be. So I'll just connect it. Yeah. So then you come up here with that 1.5, then you connect it. So this for the back. So we are good to add let's just add the remaining joining allowance for the back. So ½ inch is added by the armhole region. Come this side, ½ inch, connect it, just connect it this way. You can see, then get your ½ inch here. And connect it. Just connect it. Then your ½ inch up here. Then this ½ inch seam allowance for the upper joint. Just did it so that it will be obvious. You connect your zipper allowance of 1 inch. So this is for the back cut. So we are good to cut it out. So note that all the joining allowance has been added to the back. It's only the front we are going to be adding some joining allowance. So this is it for the back. So you can choose to close all this dart, you can choose to leave it and just hold it. So this is what I'll be using to cut out the back. So let me just go ahead and cut it out. Here we have it. I've gone ahead to cut out my front bodice pattern. You can see half an inch is being added here, half an inch here, half an inch by the armhole region, 1 inch by the side as a side seam, and the same thing is done here. Half an inch is being added here, half an inch is being added at this neckline region, half an inch is being added from here. By the time I get to this point, I started adding 1/4 of an inch. You can see. So that is for the front cut. And as it is, I'm going to be cutting out my lining and the fusible interfacing, that is a hairstay, the same way I've cut this. I'm going to be gumming hairstay to this before I join it together. This half an inch will be used to join it together. So that is for the front. For the back, this is the back. You can see that all the necessary joining allowance has been added to the back cuts. Here we have it. So the same way we cut out our pattern is the way we cut out the fabric. And I will be cutting out my lining and the fusible interfacing just the same way. So I will just notch this waist dart so as to be able to hold my dart after removing this pattern. So I will go and do that now. Let me cut out all the necessary things like lining and the fusible interfacing, then I go my interfacing to it before we start the joining processing. Yes, this is the back cut. I've gone ahead to to hold my darts, and I iron the zipper. Have gummed the interfacing, iron my 1 inch zipper allowance. So here we have it. Then I've done the lining just the same way. This is the lining, and here I have this is the front. This is the front cut, and I've joined it by that region with half an inch. I've had my bust dart of half an inch. You can see it was ironed upward. So, and the lining is done the same way. This is my lining. It is done the same way and ironed very well. So the next thing I'm to do now is to join the front and the back by the shoulder region by placing it this way. You can see this is half an inch that is being headed. That is what we are going to use to join it at the neckline, at the shoulder region here. So I will take it to the machine. I will join it with that half an inch just this way from this built-in collar down to the shoulder region, that shoulder slope region with my half an inch. I will do the same thing to this side, just this way, half an inch. So I will do the same thing to the lining. It's lining to lining, fabric to fabric. Now this is it. I've gone to join the shoulder region together with half an inch. I notched it where we have that cuff, so that it will be laid very well while ironing. So, and I open it to iron. The same thing is done here, and I join it by the side with our 1 inch side seam. You can see. Now that I've joined it by the side and I've joined it by the shoulder region, I have done the same thing to the lining. The same way the main fabric is joined, I join the lining the same way. Then the next thing for me is to place the lining on the fabric just this way. Then by the shoulder region, even from the back, join it. You can pin it down. You join it with a half an inch. Then when you get to around this point, you turn it, you switch to 1/4 inch. You begin to join it with 1/4 inch, and that's the way it goes. 1/4 inch to this end, then 1/2 inch even to this end. So that's the next thing I will do now. Then I'll turn it to I top stitch and turn it to the right side and come and show you the outcome. Now I've gone ahead to join it by the neckline region. As you can see, I take it half from this point, coming this way. Then on getting to this point, I switch to 1/4 inch, and you can see the way it is sewn here. So what we are going to do here is to notch it here. If you don't notch it here, you won't be able to, you know, turn it to the right side and lay flat very well. So I don't know which side you can see it very well. You can see my sewing, the way it's come in V shape. Then I will now notch it closing to this sewing. Don't cut it, but you'll be very close to that end. Hope you see what I did there. You can see. So by the time I turn it to the right side now, it will lay flat after ironing. If you don't notch it here, you may not achieve what you need to achieve there. So it is now I can go ahead and top stitch. Then thereafter I will join the back neckline here with my 1/2 inch, top stitch as well, then turn it. I've gone to top stitch and iron. You can see how relaxed it looks. This is the wrong side of it. So the next thing is to join. I will just stitch it down by the armhole region. Then I will go and get my skirt part and join to it. You can choose to join any skirt part of your choice. For me, I'll be joining something like a hairline to it. You are good to join 3/4 or full length down part to it. You can even join flare to it and fix the sleeve of your choice. So thereafter I will just go ahead and attach this my colorful multi-fabric cover button. I will attach it to the center front. It is just for decoration, just to beautify that center front. It's not a real button. After joining the skirt part, I will attach my zipper at the center back. Then our beautiful dress is ready. So that's how far we'll go on this class. I'm sure you have really enjoyed it. Share this video with your friends and family. Like this video because one of our online students requested for it. So, and I'm sure you will learn 1 or 2 things from it. Drop your comment on the comment section so I will know what you feel about this project. So thank you so much for watching.